long walks on the beach, an ice-cold drink on a hot summer day, a juicy medium-rare burger.
T, I hate to interrupt your train of thought here, but what exactly are you doing?
Well, you know, Sam, since it was Valentine's Day weekend, I thought I'd start out by showing some things I love.
Well, that's really nice, but you are missing a couple things.
Such as?
Hardwood Heroes, high school basketball, your co-host.
Well, I was going to get to those, but we didn't have enough time, so I'm going to get to everything else. Let's go ahead and start the show.
We have a packed show today with updates on the girls' first week of playoffs and how the boys wrapped up their regular season.
Per usual, we'll start things off with the TVC update. This part of the show is critical in seeing how teams stack up.
I couldn't agree more. T, what's up with the girls and boys in the Ohio?
Well, the Athens Bulldogs and the Alexander Spartans shared the TVC Ohio Trophy this season with their conference records tied at 10-2. The rest of the rankings stay the same as the Megs Marauders come in third in the conference. Vinton County and Wellston finish up at 4-5, and following them in the 6th and 7th spots are River Valley and Nelsonville York. Now let's see where the girls stack up. In the Ohio, the Vinton County Lady Vikings were a dominant force in the conference. The Lady Buckeyes finished behind them in the 2nd spot, with Alexander rounding out the 3rd spot, and River Valley and Megs looking similar to past weeks in the 4th and 5th spots. And last but not least, we have Athens and Wellston to round out the conference standings for the girls in the Ohio.
Thanks for that update, T. Let's see how the boys and girls in the TVC Hawking Conference wrapped up their regular season. For the boys, the Federal Hawking Lancers secured the TVC Hawking title outright. Trimble and Belpre follow in 2nd and 3rd, while Southern moved up to the 4th spot, and South Gallia rounds out the top 5. Eastern and Waterford are at 6th and 7th, and lastly, Miller and the Wahama White Falcons finish the standings for the boys in the Hawking. And finally, the ladies in the Hawking. The Trimble Lady Tomcats have the Hawking crown, so they're in that top spot. Behind them in 2nd and 3rd spots are Belpre and Waterford. No change in 4, 5, or 6 as it remains Fedhawk, Miller, and Eastern. Finally, we have Wahama, South Gallia, and Southern to end the standings and our weekly TVC update. We tip off our coverage today with Alexander. The Lady Spartans battled for a section title yesterday at Jackson High School. Brian Kerp joins us from Jackson with the breakdown of that game as well as a look at the boys' week.
There was a lot of action here in Jackson for the Alexander Lady Spartans this week. On Monday, they absolutely dominated Portsmouth in the sectional semis. Then on Saturday, they clinched their 7th straight section title with another big win over Cole Grove. First, we'll go back to Monday. Alexander opened the sectional semis on fire with a 9-0 run. Portsmouth did bring it within 4 after 1, but Alexander busted it open in the 2nd quarter and cruised the rest of the way to a 55-24 victory. Marley Grinstead led the way with 19, and Kara Meeks added 9 points and 15 rebounds. Saturday's game was a lot closer at the half. The Spartans led by just a single point, but it was all gas and no breaks coming out of the locker room. Alexander outscored Cole Grove 33-21 in the 2nd half and locked up the section title with a 58-45 victory. Grinstead finished with a double-double with 19 points and 10 rebounds. And for the 7th straight season, Alexander cut down the net.
It's always a great feeling, man. That's a feeling you never get sick of. And winning a sectional tournament for our kids was huge.
The Alexander boys wrapped up their season on a strong note. They picked up 2 TVC Ohio wins and clinched a share of the Ohio title with Athens. On Tuesday, the Spartans traveled to MacArthur and took care of some road business against Vinton County, winning 52-32. Caleb Terry and Kyler DiAugustino had themselves a ball game with 18 points each. Alexander wrapped up the regular season on Friday in the alley against River Valley, and once again, the Spartans grabbed the commanding 57-35 victory. In fact, they held the Raiders scoreless in the 2nd quarter. DiAugustino continued his strong freshman campaign with another great night, scoring 17 points. Caleb Terry played his final game in the alley on Friday and went out with a bang. The senior had a double-double with a team-leading 19 points and 10 rebounds. The win gave Alexander its first league title since 2006. The Spartans will begin their playoff journey on Tuesday right here in this gym as the 7th seed. They will face 26th seed Rock Hill. That's all I got from Jackson High School. I'm Brian Kerp. Back to you, Sam.
Thank you, Brian. We're looking forward to seeing what the Spartans can do in the playoffs.
Look at you. You're sitting on the couch with your phone out and your Snapchat open, you're sending out streaks to all your friends and adding your little filters. Now, I have no problem with that whatsoever. Honestly, I do it myself. But what I do have a problem with is if you're not following us on Snapchat. Hardwood Heroes has some of the best original digital content out there right now on our stories. Our digital team gets all the action with score updates, interviews, and plenty of fan interaction. So if you want to check that out, follow Hardwood Heroes. There's an old phrase that goes, all good things must come to an end, and Megs reporter Curtis Fader is here to talk about what happened to the Megs Marauders this week.
Now, T, I hate to use a Sam-type pun here, but for the Megs Marauders, they follow that quote to a T. On Monday, the Lady Marauders geared up for the trilogy, Megs versus Athens. The Megs Lady Marauders had the Lady Bulldogs number in the regular season, but the stakes were higher this time around because this time it was win or go home. We've been mentioning this all season, but I'm going to say it again. Mallory Hawley is a baller. She was dominant in this game, leading both teams in scoring with 22 points. But her greater effect on the game was her presence on defense. She had 5 blocks, 6 steals, and was a nightmare for Athens all night long.
Well, that kind of performance should lead to a win for Mallory Hawley and the Lady Marauders, right, Curtis?
Not quite, T. Basketball is a team sport, and that's what made the difference in this one. Despite Hawley's performance, no other Lady Marauder got into the double figures, and the team turned the ball over 27 times. The Lady Bulldogs had a more balanced attack, with Laura Mandrick and Cassidy Federspiel combining for 35 points, as Athens ended Meg's season with the final score of 54.
So let's take a look at the bigger picture. What can the Lady Marauders take away from the season?
Well, T, the season didn't turn out how they wanted, but the future is definitely bright. What we can look forward to for the seasons to come is that Mallory Hawley is only a sophomore, so Megs fans should be excited to watch 2 more years of what I like to call some Mallory magic. Now, their young squad will develop in the offseason, so their opponents better pay attention to what the Lady Marauders are up to.
Sounds like a bittersweet ending for the girls, but what's going on with the boys?
Well, for the girls, it was their season that ended. For the boys, what ended was their 6-game winning streak after an 18-point defeat to Marietta. But they were able to bounce back with a win over Nelsonville, York on their senior night. When they honored the 4 seniors, they responded by putting on a show, each providing major contributions to the cause for the Marauders. The night was additionally special for Weston Bear. He became the all-time leading scorer for both boys and girls in Meg's history. Don't worry, Megs fans, star sophomore Coulter Cleland is ready to take over the reins for the future. But the season's not over. The Megs Marauders will play their first playoff game against Portsmouth West on Wednesday.
It was a big game for the Lady Bulldogs. Let's hear about Athens' side of the story.
This is a rivalry that has been talked about all season long, and finally it was settled Monday night. After losing 2 times to the Megs Marauders, the Lady Bulldogs shocked the TVC and beat them. And Sam, you know what they say, tournament time is when it counts. This was a big game for Athens All-Star Laura Mandrick as she hit a milestone of 1,300 points. For the senior, she has had a stellar 4 years, but specifically this year, she has been the leading scorer almost every single game. Another player that came alive against Megs was Cassidy Federspiel. She's a player that has flown under the radar all season, but came alive with 16 points, which was a big contribution to the Lady Bulldog win.
Yeah, and for Coach Seth Mahaney, who has had these girls since coming into the program, how does he feel about having that whole senior class graduate?
Coming into the program in 2015, Coach Matheny has seen these girls grow over the years. So of course it's going to be hard to see these girls go, but a big plus for the senior class is this is the time they have won the tournament for the first time in 5 years, ending their career on a high note.
That first tournament win in 5 years, that's a pretty big accomplishment after struggling for a few years. How did the rest of the tournament play out?
Sadly, the Bulldogs played a really tough Circleville team that ended their tournament run short after beating them 61-34. They had a good run, but sadly, all good things come to an end.
So the Lady Bulldogs were stopped short. How did the boys team do?
Let me tell you, Sam, those boys are on fire. After facing some adversity this season with the loss of one of their key players, they did not let that stop them, and in fact, they moved up in the rankings and were able to declare a share of the TVC Ohio title. In the latter of the season, junior Braden Whiting rose up and has been leading the team in points. Make sure you keep him on your All Heroes watch list.
The Athens Bulldogs rose up when it mattered most, not only in the game but in the standings. Who led the charge in the final stretch?
The Bulldogs snuck up and stole the TVC Hawking crown for the second year in a row. This senior class is decorated with players such as Braden Markings, Nate Trainer, Reese Wallace. It's going to be tough to replace them, but head coach Mickey Cozart doesn't seem to be too worried.
We're just going to reload. You know, we lost 5 seniors last year, you know, so that's what you do. You get the next group ready, and I think the next group will be ready.
The Bulldogs played their last regular season game on Friday against a tough Jackson Ironman team. Coach Cozart told us before the game his sights were past this game and onto the tournaments because they were already locked up the TVC title. So we can expect those boys to make some noise during the tournament play. The first game they faced the Marietta Tigers, a team they lost to by only 1 bucket at the buzzer last go-around. Should be exciting to see how things play out for this talented team. Well, we're sad over here on Athens squad without our girls team, but we're also looking forward to see how these boys seek their revenge against the Marietta Tigers and moving further to see what kind of impact they can make in the tournament.
Chloe, thanks so much for your work in Athens.
I'm a strong supporter of the World Wide Web, and personally, I hate missing out. We rarely miss the action out in the Tri-Valley Conference, but you might. So we do our best to give you all the info you missed out on. Our writers put in work every week and they keep a close eye on the games we cover, so go ahead and show them some love by visiting our website, woub.org/heroes. If you want to go more in depth, find out who won and how they did it, our website is the place you want to visit. That's woub.org/heroes.
A little birdie told me you should follow Hardwood Heroes on Twitter. Get it? Birdie? Twitter? Anyway, follow @Hardwood Heroes to find all of our content in one place. After we cover games, we'll post final scores, video recaps, amazing articles, and phenomenal photos from basketball games across the TVC. Our reporters are always tweeting out updates, and our digital team makes the best graphics in town. So for all that great content and so much more, follow @Hardwood Heroes on Twitter. And he's here, and he maybe has a pun. It's Ben Mulgopolsky. What's going on, Ben?
You know, I made a pretty bad dad joke last time I was on, so I think I should just stick to basketball and glance into Federal Hawking. You know, Lancers.
Yeah, you know, I'm impressed. I never realized how many puns you can make out of the word Lancers, but good job.
Well, just like I've proved my pun prowess, this Lady Lancers team has proved themselves to be a tough bunch that does not give up. They took on the Lynchburg Clay Lady Eagles, and sent them home with a 52-47 win that went down to the line. And Emma Beha definitely turned up for this game in one of her best games this season, finishing with 15 points and 4 rebounds. On top of that, she had 2 steals to end the day.
That's good that she finally broke out and helped dominate that game. But what's next on the road in championships?
The next opponent is a tough one. They have the Eastern Brown, who is number 1 in the district with a record of 19-1. But at the time of this recording, the game has not happened yet. But what we can do is listen to what Coach Jeremy Tolson has to say.
That 16-17 seed, the winner gets the 1 bye, which is the number 1 seed, Eastern Brown. They're 19-1. They're a very good team. I know they're very well coached because I know their coach pretty well. He's a good guy. I know they're a very, very good team. But I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to do the best I can to get the kids ready for whatever scenarios that we feel like we can take advantage of. And we're going to go out and we're going to battle with them.
The boys on the other side played the epitome of a nail-biter. They looked for a share of the TVC Hawking, and they did just that with a 61-53 over the Eastern Eagles.
So this game was a nail-biter, but what else happened that was noteworthy?
It went to double overtime, and Hunter Smith was a phenom in this game. He was followed up by Elijah Lucas as well. The pair had a dominating game, and that helped them secure the win. But this is the Lancers' 14th TVC Hawking win, and the first time this happened in school history.
Feels good. I know we at least got a share at this point, but we talked about the kids. We want to get it out right. So I mean, we got a tough game Friday night with South Gallia. We got to make sure we have 2 very good days of practice to prepare. It is our senior night and that kind of thing. But I want to make sure that the boys are focused, ready to play basketball, and get ready to battle Friday night.
That is huge for the Lancers. How'd they do against South Gallia?
Well, after making school history for the first time, the Lancers were totally confident. The Lancers were nuts about nets after taking the TVC Hockey on Friday. They beat them with a score of 77-53, and on February 26th, they will take on the winner of Waterford and Southern.
Well, thank you for bringing us that update, and we're all looking forward to see what the Lancers do coming up. I love the puns, but if you keep them up, this might be your last show.
Hey, it already is my last show, but I'm glad I can make you laugh again.
A lot of great things happened in 2005. The movie Wedding Crashers was released, Carrie Underwood won American Idol, and YouTube was invented. And because of that wonderful invention, you can find a ton of Hardwood Heroes content on the WOUB PBS YouTube page. We have full game recaps that our reporters put together to break down the action on the court, plus you can find full episodes of Hardwood Heroes. To catch up on all the courtside action in the TVC, check out the WOUB PBS YouTube page to find Hardwood Heroes content.
The Trimble Tomcats squared off against the Waterford Wildcats for a gritty TVC hockey matchup. Trimble's fighting for momentum as their team enters the district playoffs, and I have Trimble reporter Jacob Mata here with me. And Jacob, how did Trimble fare this week?
Well, T, it was a fierce matchup, but Trimble ended up coming out with a 59-51 win. The game started off hot with both teams hitting shots right out of the gate, and the score was 11-9 at the end of the first. Trimble then started to pull away in the second quarter thanks to an impressive half from Braden Weber, and they created some of the distance, making the score 27-19.
Were there any adjustments that the teams made in the locker room?
Well, T, the Wildcats came out looking to attack, and they evened the score in the third quarter 36-36. In the fourth quarter, there were many lead changes and many free throws attempted, but Trimble cashed in on their free throws, and they won the game 59-51. Zane Heiss was on fire for the Wildcats, dropping 18 points in the comeback effort, and Luke Teeters had 10 points as well. Braden Weber led the way offensively for the Tomcats with 15 points and 9 rebounds, and Blake Guffey chipped in 13 points of his own.
Well, switching over to the girls, it's been a light week for them, wouldn't you say, Jacob?
Well, T, there was no game action, but Coach Richards has been getting his team ready for the Southern matchup all week.
Like I said, we got some stuff to clean up offensively and defensively, and there's a couple new things, a couple new wrinkles that I want to add that we've been kind of saving in the holster for the postseason. Because obviously, if we play Southern, we're going to be playing a team that's going to see us for the third time. So we want to throw a couple new wrinkles on there, and just get us, stay in shape, and hopefully get us to where we're going to be, hitting our stride come next Saturday.
So the Lady Tomcats will play Southern for a third time. How did the first two matchups go for the Tomcats? Both meetings were taken by the Lady Tomcats in dominating fashion. Trimble won the first matchup 67-57 back on December 16th. The Lady Tomcats took round two 56-37 on January 25th. Jane Sixth and Emily Young and Brianna Osborne all scored in double figures in both games, so I would expect a balanced effort in round three. Just like Alexander, we are not lacking. The Lady Tomcats face off against Southern, and if you're looking for coverage of that game, check out our website at woub.org/heroes and our social media pages.
Well, hopefully the week of preparation pays off for the Lady Tomcats. Thanks for your work, Jacob.
All right, let's head on over to Vinton County where reporter Jensen Knack got to know a very important member of the Vikings team.
Who could possibly manage to win 3 district titles, 11 conference titles, and have more than 300 wins? There's no one better for the job than Coach Combs. It is clear that his passion and determination is a huge factor in why the Vikings are a dominant team. Coach Combs seems to have built the foundation for his program from the ground up. But how has he managed to do this? From interviewing him and his players, it is clear he cares about each of them and places importance on building relationships while creating a winning atmosphere. And that is what it's all about.
It's going to be about those relationships with the players. That's the only thing that lasts. Like the other day, after practice, I sat around for an hour in our gym. We had some kids come in and play against our guys. I sat around and talked to some of those guys off that 17 team. And, we sat around and laughed and joked and told old stories. And when I left there that day, I thought, that's really what it's all about. It's those relationships. So
he's pretty intense, but he tells us what we're doing, like our drills. He tells us the purpose. He puts a purpose behind everything we do. He's always pretty consistent. Oh, great coach though. So smart about basketball, knows everything. Really sets us up for game plans and situations we're going into. If we're down, we're up in the fourth quarter, how to take care of it, anything like that. When he tells you something, it's not to offend you or to be mean about it. He's just trying to improve everything, you as a person and a basketball player. I think he cares about people more as a person than a basketball player. It's this bigger picture.
Yeah, he helped me out a lot. It's just beginning of the year, I wasn't shooting. He got on me a little bit, fixed my shot for me, and I've just been making it shooting better. Built my confidence a little bit. He's helped me through practice.
We always love hearing from the coaches in our coverage. Thanks so much for checking in, Jensen. And the Eagles season starts to heat up. Eastern is now right in the middle of playoff basketball.
First off, Sam, did you ever play center?
Yeah, actually I did. Why?
Because you're the center of my attention.
Well, I would sure hope so. I'm the host of Hardwood Heroes. I should be the center of your attention.
Watching basketball on Valentine's Day made me think of a few basketball pickup lines, but I guess that one was an air ball.
Well, I do appreciate that, but let's lose the pickup lines and look at what went down on the court.
All right, I can do that. Well, my colleague Ben Wigopolsky mentioned Tuesday night's double overtime thriller, so I don't need to get into that.
So Eastern had their last regular season game on Friday. How did they perform in that one?
The Eagles came out on fire. They took an 8-0 lead early on, but the Southern Tornadoes fought back and took a 1-point lead into the second quarter.
Well, it looks like another close game for the Eagles. How did this one end?
The Eagles and Tornadoes battled it out all game going to the fourth. The ball game was tied at 25, but Southern was able to make key defensive stops to close this one out 41-33.
We had pretty good ball movement early. We got some good looks, about 12 to 15 feet. Because of the ball movement we had against their zone and against their man, we got open looks, and early we hit them. We sort of got the same looks in the second half. It came down to the story of we hit them in the first half, we just couldn't knock them down in the second half.
The Eastern girls team had their playoff game on Wednesday. How did the Lady Eagles perform?
The Lady Eagles fought to the buzzer, but they just came up short.
So what were some factors that gave Eastern a chance in this one?
Early on, the Lady Eagles were crashing the boards and having their way against Oak Hill, Jamie Basham especially, as she had 11 rebounds in just the first half. Also, key defensive plays turned to points for Eastern, like this play here as Emily Durst drives into the paint. Off the steal and kicks it out to Jennifer Parker for the score. But then late in the game, the Lady Eagles caught fire behind the three-point line, and they kept chipping away at the lead. But in the final seconds, Oak Hill's lead was just too much to overcome as the Oaks are moving on after winning this one 52-50. Moving forward, Eastern is only losing one senior, so look for them to build off this season and be even more of a threat next year.
Oh, what a week for Eastern.
Yeah, Sam, my heart was racing at every game we were at this week, and now the guys' playoff starts on Wednesday.
Well, I know we look forward to hearing about that game. Thanks, Nick. You definitely keep it rocking in Reedsville.
It's been a tough season so far for the Nelsonville York boys basketball team, but as the regular season winds down, NY reporter Michael Roth has the update on the Buckeyes.
It's been a trying season for Nelsonville York, but they haven't quit on their season just yet. On Tuesday, the boys got their second conference victory of the season as the Buckeyes defeated River Valley by a score of 56-50. They then tried to spoil the senior night of Megs on Friday evening. Mikey Seal came out firing from the outside, making 4 of his 7 three-point attempts. Seal ended the game with a team-high 22 points. Ethan Gale also continued his hot week with 19 points for the Buckeyes. Nelsonville York, however, struggled on the defensive end, allowing Megs to get out on the fast break and score some easy buckets. If the Buckeyes didn't dig themselves a huge hole by allowing 46 first-half points, they might have had a chance to get the victory. To be blunt, allowing that type of offensive production is not going to get the job done.
Well, you mentioned that NY hasn't quit on their season. What did they do in the second half?
Even after Weston Bear became Meg's all-time leading scorer, the Buckeyes weren't quitting. They cut the Megs lead to 3 points entering the fourth quarter and stayed close the entire rest of the way. It's going to be tough against the 8th seed North Adams, but the Buckeyes are peaking at the exact right time with the playoffs.
Well, it seems like the boys are starting to figure things out as the playoffs are right around the corner, but the girls are already on top of the Miz.
That's right, T. The Nelsonville York Lady Buckeyes won their sectional semifinal against Rock Hill with a comfortable victory. After a tight first quarter, Nelsonville York broke away and they never looked back. They gave up 12 points in the first quarter, but only gave up 9 the entire rest of the game. Grace Sinnott was making it rain from the outside, scoring 17 points on 5 three-pointers. Behind a balanced effort from the Buckeyes starting lineup, 3 players scored in double figures. NY was able to rest some starters for most of the second half. Despite the slow start, head coach Bobby Cassidy is optimistic heading into the Buckeyes' next playoff game.
Happy with it. I thought our second half, our effort and intensity on defense was much better, holding them to 4 points. Sometimes teams just come out and hit shots, and Rock Hill did that. And, it was a game for a while, but I think we were able to just kind of grind them down and come away with an easy win.
And Nelsonville York continues their playoff push after the time of our recording as the Buckeyes are looking to win a sectional championship for a second straight season.
Hopefully the Buckeyes have advanced. To find out coverage of this game, go to woub.org/heroes to see our content. Thanks, Michael.
And now we're heading into one of T's favorite segments, Hero of the Week.
Yeah, Sam, I do love Hero of the Week, but it might be tied up there with TVC Update.
Very true. Anyway, why don't you kick things off with our Boys Hero of the Week?
I would love to. The competition is getting stiff, and honestly, I've had to think a lot harder about my picks. This one came down to the wire, but my hero of the week is our first out of Alexander. I'm locking in with Kyler DiAgostino. And what can I say about this kid? It takes some people a while to adjust to a higher level of competition, but he's made an impact right away. I'm sure you've heard it, but I gotta say it again. He's only a freshman, and in the absence of J.K. Kearns, he's made a huge difference for the Spartans this season. He is undoubtedly one of the key pieces for this offense. He scores in bunches, but it's his unselfishness that sets him apart. He's willing to do whatever it takes to win for his team, even if it means getting his hands dirty. DiAgostino is a great facilitator and distributes it well to his seniors like Caleb Terry and Caleb Easley, but when he needs to, he can hold his own and the boy gets buckets. This past week, he went on a tear Tuesday night against Benton County. He matched with his boy Caleb Terry 18 points and added 5 boards, 4 assists, and a steal to that stat line. And it's nothing new. He's been averaging 15 points and 5 boards a game. Friday, he gave us another great 17-point performance against River Valley to give Alexander a share of the TVC Ohio title, splitting with the Bulldogs over in the Plains. And get this, it's the Spartans' first title in 14 years. If DiAgostino is making a big difference in this first year, I can't imagine what he'll do in Albany for the next 3 years. I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for him when we pick our all-heroes team for the next few weeks.
Well, let's see, my hero of the week is also young. If it was Christmas time, I'd be singing Deck the Halls because my hero of the week is Mallory Hawley. She's a sophomore on the Megs Lady Marauders. On Monday, the Lady Marauders faced off against the Athens Lady Bulldogs in the first round of playoffs and lost 54-47. Though Megs fell to the Lady Bulldogs, Hawley had an outstanding night. She scored a game-high 22 points, plus she had 6 steals, 5 blocks, and 4 rebounds. And this just isn't a one-off. She's been dominating the Lady Marauders' defensive attack all season. Megs lead reporter Nick Henthorne says Hawley's length, coordination, and athleticism gives her an edge on defense, allowing her to hunt for blocks and secure steals. Opponents better look over their shoulder because she'll come up from behind them with a nasty chase down block. The Lady Marauders also rely on her to break presses, and she's an offensive freight train driving to the basket. Defenders, she's either going through them or over them. She's got all kinds of moves in her back pocket, Euro steps, hot step spins. She's getting to the basket one way or another. And from the outside, she's been steadily improving against Athens. She put in 2 3-pointers. If she can tighten up her jumper, the rest of the conference better look out because she'll be unstoppable. Like most of the girls' heroes of the week this season, she is young. Since she's only a sophomore, Hawley is growing as a leader with her communication on the court. The rest of the Lady Marauders rely on her to talk on defense and direct traffic on offense. We'll definitely be seeing a lot from her over the next couple seasons.
Oh, for sure. We have so much young talent coming in from these teams.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun when we're deciding on our All-Futures team.
Yeah, that will be a tough decision, but we still have plenty of time. It's only episode 5.
Right, and to end episode 5, I'm going to paraphrase the speech to end all speeches. Tonight, we report with them. Tonight, we watch highlights with them, and we interview them because we can. Tonight, we are the greatest high school basketball show in the world.
So I guess you're taking speeches from Miracle now. Well, I am inspired and pretty amazed.
You know, I appreciate that. I am your host, Sam Wiesnath, here with my marvelous co-host, T. Willis, and we are reminding you to be heroic.